So you've got yourself an Evolve GT, GTX, bamboo, carbon, whatever, and you want to put some bigger motors on the board. Some 63mm motors to be precise. What do you do? Because on the standard mounts that come from Evolve, they only support 50mm motors, and even though there is a shim on Thingiverse that you can print to help you fit 63mm motors to your Evolve with the standard mounts, it doesn't work very well. Myself and Andy tried to do this on his board and we came across two problems. The first one was the motor can was hitting the deck, and the second one is that you can only fit the motors or secure the motors with 2 bolts and not the full 4, so it's not actually that safe. So I went hunting online for him and I found these. These are Evolve 63mm replacement mounts for the stock ones, and these are produced by a company called Electric Board Solutions. They are €84.99. They're anodized black aluminium 7075. They look pretty good. They also come with all the hardware that you need to fit them to the board. So these are just a drop-in replacement for the stock mounts, and I'm going to show you now how to do that, and we'll, crack on. Right, first things first, guys, let's get one of these mounts off and see where we are. I think it's going to be pink. Right, I just got the first mount off. Let's undo these. Let's get the motor free. There we go. So there's the motor free. Now these are the 3D printed shims that I told you about, and you can get these. They sort of fill, you can print them off and they fill the gaps so that you can mount a motor on here, but even then you only get 2 mounted points. And if I show you now the old mounted system and the new mounted system, you can see that the one from Electric Board Solutions is a bit bigger, quite a bit bigger. So yeah, and also the can sit a little bit inside the mount, which separates them out a bit from where they were on this one. They were almost touching the motors, but this will give it a few more mil. So yeah, pretty good. Basically all we do now is just install the new one in its place with the new hardware. Big shout out to Etox with his foldable board stand. This is available for free on Thingiverse, link in the description, guys. It all folds up. It's for mountain boards, but it works when you're working on normal boards like this. And you can actually see how close now we're in here this motor is to the deck and to the mount, to the truck, sorry. And this one was further away. The other one that we've taken off already was a lot closer. So these are gonna essentially go there, and that's gonna make it a lot bigger. A lot further away from the board, so that'll be cool. But first things first, we've got to figure out how we're going to fit the motor. It's going to be like that. Okay. All right, cool. All right. Right, so I know which way the motor's going now, so I've got that lined up. I'll get. Cool. They even give you new motor bolts. That's cool. I'm going to get the bolts in, get some Loctite on them, and we'll go from there. Loctite 243, always with the 243. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so you get 8 new motor bolts, which is cool. Now all I'm going to do, guys, same thing as usual. I'm going to put a blob of Loctite on here. It's going to be too much because I always do too much, but I'd rather have too much than too little. And then all we're going to do is we're going to screw this motor in. But we're just going to put it in loosely for now. I'm just going to repeat that for all of these. That's installed. That motor can move up and down, so it's time to look at fitting it on here. Sweet. So also in the kit you get some nuts, you get some bolts, and that's to fix to the clamp. Now the nuts don't need retaining compound because they're already lock nuts. If the camera will focus, they're already lock nuts, look, so no retaining compound needed for these. Right, best to turn the board over, I think, at this stage. I'm just going to do these up so they're just nipped up, and then we'll go around and tighten them all up. Right guys, so this is the new Electric Board Solutions mount. look at the difference. Big gap. And yeah, well, you can just see really. New hardware, looks good. Better than the old chewed up stuff. So yeah, time to do the other one. Right, here you go guys. I think there's something wrong with the way, I think Andy's hanger must have some sort of distortion on these two clamps, because if you have noticed the motor mounts are ever so slightly out. In practice it's not going to make any difference, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, happy with that. It's a good outcome. That now works for Andy. So next stage for Andy's board is building everything else into the enclosure. So that's the next thing to do. So then guys, that's how you fit eBoard Solution 63mm motor mounts to a last generation Evolve. If you need any help or anything, give us a shout guys. If you want to do this mod to your board and put bigger motors on, give me a shout in the comments and I'll help you out. The only problem I can see that you're going to have, only slight problem, is because these motors now stick out further away than the originals. You're going to need to invest in some longer belts. Now, I don't have any of the drivetrain with me at the moment, so I can't tell you exactly what size belts you're going to need, but yeah, you are going to need longer belts, something to think about. But no, well done, Electric Board Solutions. So where do you want to go guys? You want to go there? You want to go there? I think I'll stick you there.